Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, of course, his visit to Mauritius comes to an end, but it has been a significant visit for Prime Minister and India. Prime Minister Modi attended the Mauritius National Day celebrations, taking part in the flag hoisting ceremony as the chief guest. Indian Navy helicopters were part of the National Day celebrations of Mauritius. Mauritian Prime Minister conferred Prime Minister Modi with the nation's highest honor, the Grand Commander of the Order of the Star and the Key of the Indian Ocean. India and Mauritius boosted ties to enhance strategic partnership and signed 8 memorandums of understanding to enhance cooperation across various sections, in fact, including banking, trade, security and governance. Prime Minister also performed a puja with Ganga Jal in Mauritius.
I express my heartfelt gratitude for being confirmed the highest national award of Mauritius. This is not just my honor. It is the honor of 1.4 billion Indians. It is a tribute to the centuries-old cultural and historical bonds of kinship between India and Mauritius.
Formal delegation level talks were held between the two leaders. Again, the two leaders had the opportunity to take stock in detail on cooperation on development partnership initiatives, trade, the economic ties, and ways to deepen people-to-people ties between the two countries. They have adopted a joint vision for an enhanced strategic partnership. It elevates our partnership with Mauritius to the level of a strategic partnership, and in that it is the first such partnership anywhere in India's that India has concluded with a partner in its neighborhood.
Mohammad Ghazali, my colleague, now joins us from Mauritius. He covered this two-day trip of the Prime Minister to the island nation. Mohammad Ghazali saw those visuals of, the reigns when the Prime Minister was being conferred the highest honor, but no deterrence in the brotherhood and close ties between both the countries.
Yeah, Prime Minister also spoke about it day before yesterday when he arrived here. He saw that India-Mauritius connect when the people from Bihar origin or Indian origin, to say from the state of Bihar, women sang Bhojpuri songs. Prime Minister also addressed the Indian diaspora in Bhojpuri language for a brief period. And he also talked about that how people in Mauritius, they were related when Pran Pratishtha was happening in Ajodhya. People who couldn't attend the Sangam, or what we call the Kumbh Mela there, those who couldn't go, Prime Minister brought the holy Ganga water from there, or the Sangam water here, and poured it in the Ganga Talab, another holy site here in Mauritius. And that cultural connect, and how Indians who were indentured laborers were brought to Mauritius, they settled, they struggled first for a better life, and now they're part of the entire society or politics of Mauritius, and that shows the connect India has with Mauritius, besides having trade ties, maritime ties, or coordination in business, trade, and other sectors, or defense ties, which is one of the core of India-Mauritius ties. And based on that, today the MOUs which have been signed, it relates to the maritime security. India and Mauritius are going to coordinate in different sectors like AI, space technology, digital health, digital payment initiatives, and other such initiatives are also in the pipeline. India has also been assisting in the public projects, be it about the construction of the new parliament, which Prime Minister announced today, and also several other infrastructure projects related to the construction of public health center, college, stadium, and many such public infrastructure projects have been inaugurated by the Prime Minister, because all this while Mauritius has been getting India's assistance financially, as well as a voice of Global South. Prime Minister Modi announced and shared that how Mauritius was invited as a special observer in the G20 summit when India had hosted it. And when it comes to the personal rapport between the two leaders, between the two prime ministers, Mr. Modi also highlighted that when he was taking the oath last year, back then Mr. Ram Ghulam was not the prime minister here. He was waiting for the elections, yet Mr. Ram Ghulam was invited for the oath-taking ceremony of Prime Minister Modi. And today, both are in par. It is the initial days of this government. That is when Prime Minister Modi arrived here and had bilateral ties with Mauritius, which is going to pay for both the countries in the long run.
Very quickly, Mohammad Ghazali, also because Mauritius is an important partner as far as the region is concerned, and for India also, an island nation, important with security concerns regarding China as well.
Yeah, the Foreign Secretary during the media briefing also highlighted the fact that how Agalega Island here in Mauritius has seen a lot of contribution from India to develop it into a strategic location. Even Mauritius Prime Minister Mr. Ram Ghulam yesterday, while hosting the Prime Minister for dinner, had highlighted that how India's assistance in developing that particular island has having a strategic importance as well. But it also proved to be a lifeline for Mauritius when it was facing floods and all the relief material was coming, or most of the relief material was coming from India from that particular route. And India also happened to be the quickest responder whenever there is a crisis in Mauritius. So when it comes to defense ties, certainly China's growing influence is being acknowledged by everyone, because China has been investing in Bangladesh, in Sri Lanka, in Maldives, all in our neighborhood. But India is also taking them along. And India's policy is not of bullying any tiny major or a major neighborhood, but India's policy of Sagar, which Prime Minister envisioned here in 2015, a decade earlier, is now grown into Mahasagar, like the security and growth of all in the region. Prime Minister reiterated that vision today when he was participating in the National Day of Mauritius, where he was invited as a chief guest.